Pyramid is a 7-card poker variant. Players use a set of community cards to make the best 5-card poker hand and the lowest poker hand in this split pot game. There are 3 rows of cards that are placed on the board for all players and are revealed in different rounds during the game. The first row is the wild card indicator, meaning these cards are only wild if a player has one of these cards in their hand or in the community row. Both these cards are turned over at once. The community row completes a player's hand, giving them 7 total cards to use. These cards are also revealed together. The final row of cards are dead or discard cards. If a player or the board contain a matching value card, then that card is discarded face up. This row is turned over one at a time through the last 4 rounds of betting. A player must have at least 5 cards to play between the cards in his hand and in the community row. If a player has less than 5 total cards, their hand is folded automatically. In Pyramid, play begins by dealing 4 cards down to all players and revealing the top row, which are the wild indicator cards. Looking at the hands, we see that player number 1 has a pair of queens, with an ace as a wild card. Player number 2 has a pair of 4s in his hand, and player number 3 has 3 of a kind, with the ace as a wild. This is followed by our first round of betting. Then our second row, our community row, is revealed. These are 3 cards that are used in conjunction with the 4 cards in a player's hand. Looking at each player's hand, we see that player 1 still has a pair of queens, but now has a qualifying 9-7 low. Player 2 has 2 pair, 7s and 4s, plus a 10-7-6 low. And player number 3 has 4 of a kind with 4 5s and a 10-7-5 low. After a round of betting, we reveal our first dead card, which is a 10. Any player with a 10 or any 10 on the board is discarded. In this case, the community 10 is removed from the center line of cards, leaving each player with 6 playable cards. This is followed by our next round of betting and revealing the 4. Since player number 2 and player number 3 both have 4s, they are both discarded. This leaves player number 3 with a total of 5 cards, making his low 3 5s. Unfortunately, since player number 2 now only has 4 cards in his hand is discarded, and he is out of the game. This is followed by our next round of betting. The third dead card is revealed. As it's a 2 of clubs, it does not change the board or a remaining player's hands, followed by a next round of betting. Our last card is also a 2. This also does not change any of the player's hands. If, however, this was a 7, removing the 7 from the community row, both remaining players would be out, and the hand would be redealt with only the 2 players who would have gone out at the same time. After our final round of betting, we see that player number 1 has a 9-7 low, and player number 3 4 of a kind, splitting the pot between our 2 players. Check out our video channel and subscribe for more games to play in your poker home game.